So I'm another French graphic designer, beat maker, you name it. I do a lot of things. I'm more generally an artist. I've been an artist assistant as well. And today I'm working with Weird Jazz on his new clothing line to do a new visual. It's more like my way of doing it is like mainly based on samples. So I only use samples and I just add drums to it. And basically, like if I just show you, so for example, this sample is a Brazilian sample. And then on the machine. Of course it would be different with every beat, because I mean there's no unique answer. It's not possible. There's no one answer to that. But I like to draw lines. You know, when you draw, like shapes that goes around, drawing cross each other's. I find it quite beautiful, and they actually apply to music, because I don't know, music starts somewhere, it ends at some point. It's like a story, so it's like, you know, line crossing from the end, from the start to the end, and you know, just mixed together, it blends. Weird jazz. I'd say it's a mix of culture in between, in the jazz. Of course, in the jazz field, it's like a mix of all the culture that can exist in the world. Because obviously you don't have just one type of jazz, you have many type of jazz. And when I think about weird jazz, to me that's the core of how could I say, such hard to word it, but say that, yeah, weird jazz is like the emerging point where you can discover more about every genre of jazz. It's not only, you know, of course in people's mind, if you tell them jazz, we're gonna think about New York, we're gonna think about Frank Sinatra or whatever. We're gonna see, like, you know, the story of jazz in the 60s, you know, kind of black and white, but there's so many more colors to jazz than only black and white. If you go to Africa, if you go to Brazil, if you go in Jamaica, for example, as well, the jazz is different. The jazz is colorful because we use different instruments, and I think we just kind of represent that in the willing of showing people that there's not only one jazz, there's plenty of jazz. There's a lot of things, there's a lot of draw that I've done. This one is actually quite cool. If someday I finish it, maybe. But that's the thing. Sometimes I start a lot of things, but I don't finish them. That's the only issue. And then I get a lot of just draws and done a lot of logo as well, graphic design. Kraken Lab, the label, Kraken Lab. A few experimentation, lot of writing as well. So it's a mix of book of rhyme and drawing, and that's the one. That's the drawing. So of course it's not finished at the moment. What's gonna happen is I think like I'm gonna go over the top right and finish to make the whole visual balanced. But yeah, the idea is to blend all the instruments that kind of represent jazz, even though that's not because an instrument is, some instruments gonna miss, of course, but it's just a general representation of what is jazz to me, and of course it's a bit like a funny representation. It all blend together. The shapes goes inside each other, so they all work together. That's what jazz meant to me. It all works together. It all blends. So I got to add more like African instrument as well, and I think that would be good. In the visual, well, I mean, like for example, just one big leaf, that would be like quite exotic, just to show that jazz is not only urban, it also come from everywhere. And when I actually listen to your show, when I listen to GW Jazz on the radio, that's the feeling that I have. Yeah, it's actually more about how can I say, music from the world more than just jazz. And yeah, I think putting a bit more of different element, not on the instrument, could bring that up to the big, that could work. I think I just need to figure out what instrument I'm gonna add more to that. Probably some drums as well, a few little elements, and that's it.